Let's see if this works. Okay, something's happening. Okay, I'm not fully sure. Trying to get a guest on here, but I don't know if he's on or not. Oh, holy shit, it worked. I think. I can hear him. Ah, he can't hear me. Huh. It says I'm muted.
Well, that's good that you can see me and hear me.
You can't hear me though, eh?
Just need to figure out why I can't see you or hear you.
Huh.
Oh, I can hear you if I just join the stream, if that works.
Yeah, like, are you able to hear me? I was delayed. What the hell? Sorry for the delay here, people. He can't. I can hear him so loud and clear, but like there must be a way to unmute me somehow on Streamlabs. I feel. I feel. It does say I'm muted at the top, I think. Let me see. Can you can you hear me now maybe or no? It's a great time to test this. All right, cool. He's gonna figure it out. But anyways, spent a little time trying to figure this out. Ideally, we do. We'll do this more often if everything works well. But today we're ideally going to be joined by Baba Yaga, as many may know him on Twitter, part of Vanta Trading, right? They've collaborated there with the Two Bulls in a China Shop podcast that I suggest everyone go take a look. We've been on that podcast a few times overall, and great traders, especially with the new group that they've made. They've got a lot of insightful people in there. So if they can come on, that'd be great. If not, we can maybe figure it out another time because it worked. It worked for a bit. Like I saw him there. I heard him, but I just couldn't hear me. So that's going to be something that we'll have to figure out, I guess. So if he does hear me, right, he can chime in. But want to welcome Baba to the show today and potentially share some insights, right? I know he trades NASDAQ a lot, so that's going to be great, mainly looking at ES on my end. So we'll talk a bit about the news before we get started here, before everything takes a roll, and seeing what's going on realistically with the overnight, because as we've seen markets, they've continuously rallied, right? We've seen multiple days now, multiple sessions of continued rallies. Yesterday, we broke through these distributions and we're nearly 1% about off those all-time highs realistically. So all in all, what we're looking for is potential continuation. It is Friday after all. Depends on how these distributions break or continue. So it's going to be one of the main things that I'm going to be watching for today in these markets. So a lot of this upside has been on lower volume realistically. Lower volume in these markets, it's getting a lot of people concerned, right? Remember the classic sell in May and go away type scenario where realistically everyone was looking at the late April, early May downside in the market, those kind of rotations into those lows and getting super freaked out. They're like, holy shit, this is it. There's going to be another 10-15% to the downside, only to rebound super aggressively in markets. So realistically, the bull run is continuing despite many concerns that the Fed might hold some interest rates higher for longer, with the recent data tilting expectations toward future easing. And among those higher than estimated jobless claims, rising unemployment, and also slowing growth that could force the central bank's hand before it falls behind the curve. This is something that we were noting for quite a while now. Remember the preceding weeks before the market was even turning lower. Realistically, one of those things that was super noticeable was that the inflation was creeping up for several months back to back, which really pulled off the rate cuts out of the Fed. And that, as confusing as it might seem, right, there was a hint of bullishness because higher for longer still allows this current economic growth to continue as projected rather than interfering too soon with the federal's monetary policy. So a lot of confusion still buzzing around that, but I still think that if we continue this momentum, there is going to be all-time highs continuously thrusted as we have higher rates. There's no real reason right now to start cutting and start pulling this thing back, right, rather than letting it do its thing. So it's not that all bad news is good news, but results from the earnings season have caused the recent rally to grow a bit more, again on lower volume, while the AI frenzy continues to be featured on the corporate earnings calls and daily headlines. In fact, over 80% of the S&P 500 companies have already finished reporting, with around 5% growth in Q1 earnings per share, according to FactSet, and also the largest year-over-year increase since Q2 2022, which handily beat most of the analysts' expectations. So like we said, the sell in May and go away crowd is very, very quiet as this thing rallies, but we don't want to get super excited. We're very, very close to all-time highs realistically, but a lot of things can change, right? If volume starts entering this market again and we start getting hit lower, then that volume that creates a sell is realistically going to be more powerful than this buy side momentum, right? You look at things like RVol, right? Relative volume over the past like 10, 5, 20 days, it's been fairly weak. So we've seen a rally from, I don't know, let's say on the S&P we call it around 50-30ish. 50-30 to about 52-60, right? You're getting a 230 point rally on relatively garbage volume. The momentum for this, right, the continuation, the aspects for this to continue are a little weak at this point, right? Are we going to just nuke this thing back to where it started from? Probably not, but realistically, if volume comes in on the sell, there's going to be more volatility, right? We're getting into historical low areas of the VIX and volatility right now, and those theoretically do have some kind of chance to start spiking up towards the end of May, right? We still have a few big earnings reports coming out. We've got a lot more news to come out, not tomorrow, next week. We've got the CPI, right? Inflation data. A lot of the bears are praying for a hotter print. So we'll see how all of that combines to create the next move, right? New all-time high, or do we just pull back and lower high? I personally was looking for a lower high about like 40 points ago, maybe a bit more, but obviously 40, 50 point of a rally, you can't really fight that too much. So there's not too much news to wrap this up. It is Friday. Generally Fridays we do have green closes, bullishness, especially if we're trying to escape out of these distributions to the upside. So that's going to be one main thing to note. So we're gonna be covering those markets, the equity markets. We're gonna be welcoming our team here, TRADEPRO, to jump on as well. But that wraps up the morning update based on news and what I'm looking at right now. And we'll cover these markets in just a bit. But I just wanted to check in if Baba can hear me here. I guess not. Oh, I think Kyle messaged me. Shite. Okay, what I'm going to do here, let me try to figure this out. Give me 1 second. I'll let Steven do oil here, and then let me see. Morning, Steven. How you doing? Solid. What's going on? Nothing much here. Trying to figure out this stream, trying to collaborate here, but maybe should have tested it before the day of. Maybe, you know. I gotta let me record this and you can go ahead.
Recording in progress.
Alright, well, good morning, Victoria. Good morning, TRADEPRO Academy. All market is primarily flat. We opened, I don't know, 10, 15 cents higher than we opened yesterday. Yesterday was a flat session, and Globex has been relatively flat, except, um, 3 o'clock this morning, we put a Globex high of 79.96, and we've since just been coming sideways, more or less rotating watch it, trade it, let me know what's up. Vic, back to you.
Perfect. Thank you. Just give me 1 second here.
No, you have to talk now.
This exact second.
Time's up.
Da, 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 da. I'm trying to figure this out. Thank you for the patience, everyone. It's Friday, stream Fridays, jeez. Small size Fridays. I'm trying to get Baba from Vanta Trading Group on. I think it'd be very insightful for everyone. He's got a lot of understanding on NASDAQ and trades it with a pretty freaking small stop too, so that'd be pretty good, I think. So if we can get that on, that'd be great. Trying to host in the coming Fridays as well. So a few questions here. I hope everyone's doing well. Good morning, everyone that's joining us on YouTube today. Kyle, what's up? Everyone else. Jose, do you think we're rotating lower? These are good questions. Like the current movement in the market, honestly, this continuation rally, one second. The continuation rally that we got popped through many key levels in these distributions that to a degree surprised me, but at that point, if there's no reversal and there's no change in direction, then you can't be like super bearish about this. The way we're seeing this right now on the NASDAQ, or sorry, on the S&P 500 futures, we had a distribution that spanned from 51 like 92 whatever, like low 90s into 52.25ish plus or minus a few handles, this block over here. And what we saw was a lot of volume that got concentrated into the lows, people getting trapped and absorbed into the lows. Where's that one chart? People getting trapped and absorbed into the lows more so than they were getting absorbed into the highs, which put upside pressure into these markets over the last few overnight sessions here. And eventually yesterday we broke out of this super aggressively, and now we're sitting above all of this buy delta that is into a new distribution higher. So the way that this thing stands, okay, there is a pretty major area right here that sits at the 60 on the S&P 500 futures that could present a temporary high, but constantly trying to fade this without a structural change, honestly, it just sucks. Like you're gonna take losses back to back with volatility extremely low as well, volume really low. Realistically, the opportunities on a day-to-day basis decrease fairly significantly. And lowering trade size, lowering trade frequency, and really being patient is the way to survive these lower volatility environments, right? Especially staying with the trend. If we continue to accept distributions higher, I don't necessarily have a choice, right? At this point, there's a lot of volume accumulating into these highs, nothing really imbalanced so far. Honestly, if we can hold into this area 45, 48 on the S&P, I'll probably just look to buy this. Any transitions lower, right, there could be a little shift, but as long as we're trading above like 22 to 25 on the SPOOs, I still think it's a hard short, right? I'm going to be very patient. Honestly, at this point, when we're up this aggressively last two sessions, especially the overnight, like I can't be too predictive about this. Like, I'll just let it play out. If shorts come in and the Dom just starts firing sell, like whatever, I'll short it. But at this point, I'm just trying to lead on the buy side, trying to pick up some of these longs to see if we can get a continued move. We're above these distributions. They should hold, especially on a Friday. If Friday just combusts everywhere, I'd love to be on that short, but I think the probability as of now is like low, realistically. Let me see. What is happening here? Failed orders. Okay, great. Fantastic. Let me just move this up a little. So, geez, come on. Hopefully Zoom doesn't combust on me. While this is loading. So let me pull this down here, and we'll take a look at NAS. We're almost there. We're almost there, people. NASDAQ, I'll do a quick update, and then we'll put Baba on to give us a little insight on NAS, because I know he trades it a lot more. But NAS, this is one of the things that I was looking at on the overnight, honestly. On the overnight, because I'm in Europe, I trade the EU session. I was honestly just looking for them to accept above that like 240-ish. If they ran above that 240, they were on the stops. They accept into the distribution. In my opinion, those pullbacks into that area to trade 305 and like 330-ish we're pretty much priced in. Right now there's a lot of volume that's accumulating into the high. We're in this distribution. I honestly think as long as we could hold this like bottom area 230, 240, I'll probably try and what is this? Block some of these features. Okay. I'll honestly try to hold some of these longs out realistically. I think it'd be a continued move. On NASDAQ, anything under this like 230 realistically, 240, it just turns to garbage, and we could probably start looking for a reversal in that case. So, freaking sloppy morning here. Trying to get on everything. Let me just do one of these so I can see what's going. Actually, wrong thing. When this market opens, I'll do it. Okay, we'll put John Wick on here. Let's see.
Is that you?
I'm trying to put you on.
Yo.
Okay, let's see now.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Do you want me to cut off the audio for that join stream link? So you're only getting my audio from, do you want my audio from Zoom, or do you want my audio from the Streamlabs link? I can mute either one, or you can mute either one, I guess.
I think it'd be better. Fuck, I don't know, because like right now the way I hear you is like perfectly fine. It's not like distorted or anything. It's not like both ways. But like I think on the stream, like I don't know, people will tell us if it's like garbage, then we'll figure something out. But like you're probably pretty faint from Zoom into the stream, so like I think it'd be effective to have it on the stream. Jesus, this is a mess.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do this, dude. Look, I'll unmute the Streamlabs audio, and I'll turn my mic off in, there. I'll turn my mic off.
Okay, perfect.
There. Alright, and now, as long as you can hear me and the stream can hear me, then we're good.
Yeah, okay, we're good. So, holy shit, welcome. Finally, this has been weeks in the making. I wanna present oh my god, there's so many comments here. I want to present Baba from Vanta Trading. Finally joined us. Super happy to have him on. We did a podcast recently, and this is a first collab on our end. So if you want to introduce yourself, go ahead. Stage is yours.
Yeah, man. Bobby, I got trade with Kyle from the podcast, and obviously we did a show with you and kind of kicked stuff around, talk shop, and yeah, we blasted into your stream a couple times over the last couple weeks, and I thought it'd be fun to hang out on a Friday. So we trade NASDAQ primarily in Vanta Trading, and yeah,
perfect. And tell us a bit more. Like you trade Nasdaq predominantly.
Yeah, trade Nasdaq predominantly. I mean, I watch like ES, YM, UB, CL. I keep those markets up on another panel, but primarily NQ and primarily trying to take advantage of like intraday rotations. I mean, we watch for like swing highs, swing lows from given time frames or time periods, and try to execute around that.
Nice, nice. You trade. Sorry, I'm just getting blown up here. Can you unmute Zoom again? Let's see how it sounds.
All right, Zoom says unmuted.
Fuck. Okay.
Oh, I thought you did.
Okay, one sec. Let me do something then.
Okay.
Um, 1 second. Let's do this. Oh shit. And then. What the hell? Okay. I'm honestly just gonna mute you on my end on the Streamlabs, so I think everything's a lot better now. Okay, perfect. Oh, okay. Everyone's happy ideally. If you're not, then like, fuck, I don't know at this point.
We're gonna roll with it, baby.
I can't make everyone happy. The audio's too low, too high, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I know that you trade NAS a lot, which is great because I'll trade NAS, but like I wouldn't say as like frequently as I trade the ES right now with like super low volatility. It's probably a better idea to trade NAS. Like ES, just getting like a few handles here and there, and then if you get stopped, good luck finding another opportunity. So, is great to have some of your insights on NAS here. Along with that, you were telling me you actually trade NAS with a tighter stop, eh?
Yeah, so I'm actually long NAS right now from 58 with a stop at 52, just on the chance that we impulse through off the open. I try to use like heavy delta or delta that stands out into like key swings. So like that 30-minute, coming into 9 a.m. we peak below that prior 30-minute low. It kind of put me on watch in
Mm-hmm.
the middle of this crap storm of a of an audio situation. So
Yeah.
I snagged a little bit when we got back inside. Kind of the delta that came in. I would say that like initiated that push between like 57 and 61 to 257, 261. They kind of banged it there in flow. So yeah, I try to keep the stops tidy because with NQ a lot of times I feel like if it's gonna go, it in the way that I'm entering, it really doesn't. I don't plan for it to mess around very much.
Yeah.
It's atypical for an entry to sit, for 10 or 15 minutes and just be kind of flat. Now in this
Mm-hmm.
environment, we've had that a little bit more, but typically I'm looking to be tidy with the stop and kind of hit it with a handful of contracts, scale some off for a scalp, and then see if we can, beat a runner to something more structural.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting, interesting. It's a little different from my approach, honestly, because I use a pretty wide stop on the NQ, because like it's a little more erratic, and like I sit through a lot of shit on NQ, because like if I can, the way I see it is if I can find a good entry based on like auction and like order flow or whatever, like NQ can really run. So I'm just like whatever, just leave it. Like if it goes like 100, 200 points, freaking fantastic. But like I'm mainly aiming for probably like 20 to 30 to begin with, and then kind of the same mentality, just let it run if it runs.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all depends on like the triggers, right? Like here we go coming into the open, but if you can get triggered in, into kind of a key spot, then you know, and you have that expectation, and really like for me, it's having some work, some back tested work that shows like this is a viable place to put risk on, then you know, it should kick from my work. It should kick, and then if it kicks, it should go. And so I just try to keep it a little bit more tidy. But
Fair. Also, we got Fatty on here. I lost track of time and everything, but another trader that trades with us and helps moderate and run the stuff at TRADEPRO. I just put him on here if you want to say hi, Fatty.
Hey, how are you?
John Wick, Baba. It all works.
I know that's it. When I seen the wig part, I was like, definitely John Wick.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Perfect.
Yeah, like yesterday, this like close overnight, closing into this distribution between like 260 and like 242 in S&P. You gotta look for pullbacks 50 to 48 on Nasdaq to look for pullbacks there. If you're
Yeah.
not really long.
Like, yeah, honestly, we should theoretically hold long, but let's see. I'd like pullbacks. I don't want to get too like aggressive with this as it stands. Um, Waiting a bit more, like on the.
I got one to scale off into 88 handle from that entry if we can tag that. And then I'll be down to a little bit less size at that point. So
Nice. On the spoos, I kind of wanted to see if we can get into that like 48, 47, but like, I don't know. I'm not that aggressive with these, especially off the open. I don't have anything on right now, too. Naz is finally
There's
running.
150,000 volume. Yeah, Nasdaq's bumping higher.
there's one
Very low volume this week.
This is looking good here. Above this like mid of that euro range in the like upper 60s, like 65 to 68s. I really like to see this trade through, but I feel like we're coming into some, it was held in Globex. It's kind of an ugly high, but this is a pretty key spot. Like if buyers push up into here and into this like 96 to 06.
And the Polish Central Bank Governor Kropinski wants a statement if we find a decent policy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a news squawk.
Yeah, this like 96 to 06 spot is gonna be like the next big spot. I think like that's not where buyers need to step off the gas. That's where we need to see. We'll see what they've got, and then my bigger target like is Friday, so I'm not trying to trade for forever. I'd like to see like 350 challenged, 18 350s, and if we get to there, like then we can all just hang out on top because that'll pretty much be my Friday. So.
Yeah. Yeah, those are huge levels. Like on the Nas into that like 305 to 3, well, like close to 320, 330. I have this like major auction high. So it's kind of.
26 and a quarter is one of my intermediate spots. So we're right there together.
Yeah, you got a much cleaner level than me. I'm like, 10 points, whatever.
It does pull forward its expectations for the first BOJ hike to July.
I'm not in anything right now, just waiting to see if these highs get tested, if they get absorbed, whatever happens here. I really don't want to start fading this into these highs.
Yeah, peak of like if they just snap back, maybe. But if we just grind into this 302, this pre-market like 7 a.m. or 7:05 high. Yeah, look at that. That stops.
Yeah. That's a run.
See what they got. Can we get that 326 handle to trade? That'd be cool. At this point, I am kind of on watch for, like, I want to see the pace and, like, of acceptance above this 306, above this, euro high, above this old high, and kind of that 300 psych level along with, like, being 30-minute swing highs there. I'd like to see that hold up pretty well as we continue.
Naz has a lot of catching up to do to the spoos as well, I think.
Yeah. Yesterday was a lot weaker. I remember like towards the close I was trading and NQ was just like hanging towards like 96, 97 support. S&P was already like above the session highs. So it's been like the weaker market has a lot of more catching up.
Yeah, the way we just kind of pulled back in there. Not ideal.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut this last one for a second and just see what we get.
A heavy offer.
Yeah, that was decently strong, and it came in the right spot. I think for me, that's the big thing. Like a lot of people struggle with time and sales, order flow stuff. But like for me, I'm really trying to watch for it to come in the right spot. So it So
Mm-hmm.
that's a particular, I guess.
It's the best way to learn order flow, I think. Like instead of just watching it the whole time as it sweeps through 3,000 points, you're not gonna learn too much. Focus on the areas that matter first.
Yeah, watch out in the areas that matter.
Yeah, we clear this high that we just put in. They're gonna probably hurt some feelings up here.
Dude, I might actually just break out long on Naz somewhere. I was
Yeah,
looking at that
I
like
literally,
300.
I just smashed in 305, scaling into a new high, and then into the 26s if we can get it, and then we'll see.
Have
Kind
you,
of trading a little bit aggressive, just it's Friday, but trying to trying to trying to finish the week on a good note. So
I just don't want them to get absorbed on Naz into this high.
right,
It's the Poland says interest rates must stay at current level.
They're doing pretty good.
yeah, big buy delta came in. There's the skill there. Big buyers kind of stepped up there, kind of bullied those sellers at like 15.
Mm-hmm.
So now that's kind of now this upper like for me this upper V like this pullback that came down to like the 90s push back up like it, we've got kind of what in theory we've got kind of what we want to see for them to just like exploit this one of those annoying NQ upside days that pisses everybody off.
Yeah, just a freaking rocket. I'm just watching these guys. Like, ideally, they don't get absorbed into this high. Otherwise, like, I don't know if I'm gonna sell it, but like, I'm gonna want to buy it a lot lower than 300.
Yeah. Yeah, and then on that entry, like my stops are up to just a couple points below it at this point because I don't want to, like you're saying, if we get absorbed up here, like I don't want to be sitting on 30 points of stops.
Yeah.
You know,
How wide are your stops on NQ? What's
um,
like your average?
so all the testing I've done, they really like rotationally, they need to be like at least like 12 to 15. Like I'm on back testing where the entry is very standardized, but I like to think that I can manually execute a little bit tighter than that. So I try to keep them in that like 8 to 10 point range. I mean, some days that's just not gonna happen, right? Like, but on my average my average bracket when I click in is gonna be like an 8 point stop, and then I'll adjust it from there. So if I'm entering and I'm like kind of like, oh, this might be I might be a little early. I might enter less size and give it a little more room.
Gotcha.
Man,
I'm never failing in a range. I suck so much at that. I suck like I'm the worst at range scaler. Where I feel like Vico, that's like your bread and butter. Like you come to a range and it's very easy for you to scale and work a position around a general price range. Um, I'm so bad at that, dude.
yeah, it's a little easier for me, especially when I see where they get absorbed. Like yesterday at 230, I just kept selling it. Like honestly, fuck, I really hate doing this, but like I might fade these markets.
Yeah, I mean, they set back in, and I'm gonna be on the train too,
Uh,
for sure.
like S&P is just stronger. I don't like S&P fading it this week has just been a pain in the ass. Honestly, I'm gonna give it a little more time here. Like,
Yeah, volatility like popped at the open and then just kind of stuck back into range too, like on VIX. That's another thing. It's kind of like, I mean, it doesn't make me all rocked up to pile in short yet.
no, not at all. Like they keep buying into these highs. I don't like no one's really selling that aggressively. That's like one of the main things. But
We got a scale sitting right up, like literally 2 ticks away from this 25 handle, and somehow we didn't get filled there. I guess we're a tick off, but
it's almost there.
and then above that, then we'll kind of be back to that 350s target.
Like, hmm. The like or the flow is bullish. We're running right now. They keep buying into highs. Like everything is shaping up nice, but like I'm not long close to the open. I'm not long from the lows. I'm just here scratching my ass. So
You'll have that, man. Yeah, so I just took that one off there because we're just teetering. And I don't like the look of it as much. Like again, I think the thing with the tight stops and the thing with like maybe somehow I will scalp out like I consider that 20 points on that contract and like 15 that I got on the other one or whatever like as scalps. Like my structural win is trading like the 48 handle.
And bridge says it has not seen impact from transmountain
Um,
risk volume so far.
but I have tried to focus so much on having like a high standard for what the market has to do to keep me in a position or to get me like adding to a position versus what I feel like a lot of times like for instance with real estate deals, man, like we do a lot of real estate deals and we're always trying to make a case for why that deal's not going to work, like why we can't underwrite it. And then I feel like when we come to trading, a lot of times we try to do the opposite. We're trying to make a case for why we could take a trade.
yeah,
I feel like I perform so much better if I know what'll get me in, but then have that same high standard for what just like pops me out immediately, you know?
for sure. You talk yourself into trades so easily. Like the what's it called? We got some news at 10. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but I don't think it's that important either. It's gonna probably jolt the market, but I haven't done shit, which is very surprising for me. We're 13 minutes into this market. I usually have something. But another 17 until news.
Yeah, people are DMing me like, dude, I compare this audio. Are you sure you're not on your camera audio?
Yeah.
Your mic. I'm like, dude, we have had a whole thing today, so if you just be patient through today, next time you hear this, we'll be chilling, all right? Everybody just calm down, okay?
Like the whole world's falling when like the audio's slightly off. It's like, all right, the sky's still intact. Let's calm down.
Well, yeah, I mean, and it's not like a bad. I mean, I'm not like frustrated at all. It's just funny. Yeah, I don't have a clue. We don't. Neither of us know what we're doing here. I mean, when it comes to this streaming live, like, I mean, I'm doing the best. Yeah, like we're just
Yeah,
figuring it out.
we're this is the first time. You gotta let us try things out. Michigan inflation expectations, interesting. Prelim data, shite. So this could be some movers into this news. I doubt that it like lasts very long, but it could be a weird jolt. They're getting absorbed into this NAS, into this high.
A lot
Like,
of volume accumulated on the high.
fuck, Fatty, you're gonna
I
fade
tried
this.
short, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just like not long.
yeah.
Might dump a feeler into these like mid 320s on NAS on the short side. I'd probably want to get out fairly soon with like
Your trades.
tighter stop probably.
Sorry, go ahead. Do you enter Nasdaq a lot with like market orders, or
Yeah.
mostly
I'm really
limits?
I'm market in, limit out. I try to not be market if I can help it. So I'll market in when I see what I want, ideally, and then I'll try to set my first set of scales are always going to be scalpy, like inside the rotation that brought us down, just to pay myself something. And then I'm going to go to like local swing highs or like prior morning or afternoon sessions, or like we had so many targets up here that like my scales were kind of stacked like in this general area because we had that like kind of absorption look into 311 the first time we traded into it, and even a little bit the second time into the teens, but then they kind of cooked it on up a little bit. But so I try to exit on limit into areas that if I saw enough of what would trigger me that I could just flip the order. I it's 48 ahead of that in case they do the NQ trickery on another contract, and then I'll have one left to try to challenge 400 before the end of the day. I'd be shocked if they leave me alone down here with my stop right around 300. But also to the point of, that you guys are making, the there's much of a pullback out of this that it doesn't get pretty saucy pretty quick, I would think, you know.
Yeah, it's a very fickle spot here because they continuously buy. I really don't want to fade like the spoos, for example, because spoos have been a son of a bitch to fade. They're kind of getting absorbed on the spoos too, but like the selling's very lackluster is one of the things here.
Yeah.
Some Q&A section, Bowman comments, says we have continuing momentum in the economy, and says Bowman needs to keep policy steady for a bit longer. Bowman says need to keep policy steady for a bit longer. So no, she is one of the most outspoken hawks on the Fed.
The thing with perceived absorption into highs is it's not necessarily absorption if no one's gonna sell into it.
Yeah. And right now it's just holding. Like there's a lot of buying and selling. It selling is just barely holding through, but it's not really expanding to the downside. So yeah, there goes the run up.
Oh shit!
Yeah, took a step there.
I'm not short this S&P. I can't short this shit. Like the best thing to do is just wait to see areas to buy into at this point. They just keep buying. Could be one of those days where
Yeah.
like the pullbacks are gonna be just shallow as hell.
Yeah.
For no 8 days, shallow pullbacks.
I wanted to look and make sure, like, I didn't do a whole lot of TPO like work today, but it looks like we got some sequel prints hanging out in the. That's another 100 points up. Shit, whiz. We're into this old distribution up here too. Oh man, they've been relentless so far. And from a weekly standpoint, we're trading above the value of the week, whatever week it was, towards the beginning of the month, where that week was kind of a compressed range, and then we just died out of it, you know? Like we had the big down week, like the second week of the month or whatever it was, second or third of April, and we're like pushing above value from that breakaway day.
Yeah, it's just constant buying into this. Like with even the S&P, like
Dude, my exit was 48 even, and that didn't get picked up. And I sent screenshots of that exit sitting there.
they traded 4 lots there. They're not yours.
They didn't get moved. I participated.
They're not gonna be yours.
Bastards.
I might just like set some limits somewhere to pick me up on this long because like at this rate, like I don't know what we're working with here, like 320 maybe, 325 on the NES, 315. Let's see. With the spoos, like it's like constant bidding into highs. Um, there's massive delta trying to support price. Ideally, something pulls down. Otherwise, I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing.
Can't believe we traded 4 into that, and they couldn't have been running on 4.
The University of Michigan consumer preliminary reading for May expected to come in at 76, down from the prior 77 spot to forward-looking expectations. Sub-index as expected to come in at 75, down from 76. Also,
Yeah, like 9 minutes until this news too.
Previously at 79. As always with this print, most of the focus on those consumer inflation expectations, like the 1 year previously at 3 spot 2, the longer 5 to 10 year previously at 3%. It's also worth noting for the top of the hour, a couple of Fed speakers on the calendar. Kashkari due to be speaking to Minnesota Technology Advisor Council, and Fed's Logan also scheduled to speak at a separate event. Do you know both are non-voters? I'm just taking a spot check of Fed pricing. Currently have 44 basis points of rate cuts priced through December, with the first fully priced rate cut in November.
The only thing I can do right now is just close some options. Like, I guess that's that. I don't know. I'll wait to see how these guys pull back.
Small comments from Poland Central Bank Governor Kropinski says most MPC members want to discuss rate cuts when they see lasting stabilization of CPI in target range.
I like these longs into the NAS. You get between 315 and 320.
2025 comments there from the Poland Central Bank Governor Kropinski says discussion of rate cuts could be at the start of 2025.
I'm just trying to close a few of these options.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to sit on this for this news. I'd love to get that 48 target picked up. It's a little bit disappointing. They hit that and then just kind of in a really small scale, just smacked it. And honestly, like that's the kind of thing. If we hadn't been so directional today, that area would have been an interesting place to engage with maybe a sell. But sitting in longs from where I am, I'm just
No point in flipping.
yeah. Back inside this 26, like I'd like to see if we pull back into that 15 to 26 range. I'd like to see. I mean, I think that would be the telltale for the rest of this morning.
Kropinski says don't see readiness.
You got this stupid news that comes out in like around 5 minutes too. Like,
Yep.
Getting initial comments from Fed Logan as we've made substantial progress on inflation with labour market and economy strong. Says not a soft landing yet.
is Kashkari speaking?
Inflation data was disappointing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Non-voter.
Yeah, but Corey 10.
And for metals watchers, do you know Reuters reported Trafigura delivers more than 400,000 metric tons of aluminium to enemy warehouses for financial deals. Back to Fed's Logan says there are important upside risks to inflation. Logan says important upside risks to inflation and says there are uncertainties if policy is sufficiently restrictive. Too early to think about cutting rates. And you know Logan has been hawkish before. It's not too surprising, but definitely on the hawkish side of things. Uncertainty if policy is sufficiently restrictive. Too early to think about cutting rates. Says that the Fed needs to remain flexible on policy.
In terms of someone was asking on YouTube interpreting buying into highs, distinguishing between absorption and real buying. Realistically, a lot of this I see on the DOM itself, like the reaction between the buyers and the sellers, the accumulation of delta that might happen. If like absorption, yeah, okay, they accumulate heavily into a high where they get like quote trapped. But for me, it depends a lot on the reactivity, right? If no one's there to sell against it, then like realistically, it's just continuous buying that's eventually going to break higher, right? Like today, I haven't seen anyone sell aggressively against all this buying. And what happens in that case, they're just using the sell side as liquidity to continue pumping into this market. So get freaking long, I think today. One of those stupid runaway Fridays seems more and more likely.
I couldn't get long like this S&P is just like kind of ran off the open, but like trying this long right now, 25 on the
Mm-hmm.
we have all that buy delta 24, 26, and 30. Like, I mean, that's a decent amount. 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, that's like a thousand positive delta between 24 and 30, roughly. If you have a compressed, like I have it compressed to one point. I mean, that's a key spot.
Look, it says usual interest rate level may have risen.
I'm on the verge of just buying these highs into these spoos, but like we got 3 minutes here.
Yeah, of course they're gonna do it that way, right?
Yeah, I must refrain from getting destroyed. Don't get sucked in. Would be great from this news a strong pullback, let them base it out, pick up the buyers again, and we're gone.
Might lighten up ahead of this news. Yeah, I'm gonna take another one off here just before news. Still have an exit up there. I'm actually moving that 48 exit, just floating it up. If we get a nice pullback that we can bid, I'll just add some to this for another push up. So I'm down to just a runner from the 05 3/4. Closed that one at like 36. Like that last. So now I'm down to just one. And I would love to have a chance to add to this if we get a pullback.
Mm-hmm. Another day of no selling.
You're buying all week.
I literally can't do much right now, just nursing some swings, I guess.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to be learned from that, though. Like for everyone hanging out, like, I mean, if you don't have, I mean, if you don't have some type of setup or you don't see what you need to see
Now until the university
when you need to see it, then like, I mean, just chill. Like, the market will be open Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
1 year previously at 3 spot 2%, and the longer 5 to 10 year previously at 3%.
Today is my test of patience. It's crazy shit right now.
Yeah, what do we got? Like 30 seconds to this news.
Seconds.
Comes in. What's this? Consumer sentiment.
7 spot 4 missed
Ooh.
there. On the inflation expectations spiked to 3 spot 5 from 3 spot 2%, and the 5 to 10 year to 3 spot 1% from 3%.
That flattened me there.
Sentiment survey does dip quite hard to 67 spot.
I'm gonna try and buy this somewhere.
Street was looking for much smaller, 40 to 76.
Like, I'm gonna load some of these guys into this on the spoos here, this 57 area. Slightly wider stop.
58.8, down from at 79. Inflation expectations, the 1 year did rise considerably to 3.5% from 3 spot 2%.
They're selling into these 08s and 10s pretty. Trying to. Negative delta here.
Last year. Meanwhile,
Yeah, I might be a little premature on this long here on these spoos. But wider stop slightly. Maybe wait until some of this news settles down. Like, I'd probably try it again a bit lower. My ideal area, taking on that, my ideal area sits closer to this, like high 40.
Handles lower in the E-mini, and Tino's ticking over a few ticks.
Yeah, see if any buyers want to step in. There's some decent selling on this. I don't believe in it too much though.
Haven't seen any comments from Kashkari, and of course we Lombardian started speaking before the release.
I get any kind of like something other than just my alright. Strong look here. 92 quarter. This is 86 3/4.
Trying to buy into these spoos myself.
At above that 300 mark again for a push to
Outside in gas prices. Just looking ahead to perhaps some of the factors which some economists may use to dismiss the data.
Trying to get along both of these right now. Let's see the spoos fills me. I don't really want to chase this shit higher. I got some on this NAS, but like the fill's kind of wonky.
see them pick up above the 300 with a little gas.
Nice bet here. I like the mid 90 long, like trying it.
Jeez, I don't know if I have to chase these spoos or not. These clusters of delta here. Let's see if I can not only fill frickin' 2 on this. That'd be great. They're bidding. They got absorbed into that low. Nice bid here.
Interesting points on the data. Written before it was released, but monthly macroeconomics note the University of Michigan's transition to web-based data collection also will weigh on the headline index in May. They noted March was the final month when all responses were elicited by phone. May and April, 75% of responses were obtained by phone, and by July the survey will be solely web-based. They say this should about to answer calls from unknown numbers, thereby increasing survey costs and raising the risk that people can now compromise a sample are no longer representative of the population.
I only got one on that pullback, and then I'd like to see above 06 3/4 to try to maybe add to it. Otherwise, then they'll just come down here and take me for a handful of points, and we'll have to figure out what we want to do. I don't
Yeah.
see a lot cooking much lower than where we did, to be honest.
This S&P is not gonna fill me full size, is it? You son of a
There
bitch.
we go. NASDAQ.
Listen, I'm happy about NASDAQ as well, but I wanted some more size on the spoos.
Alright, trying to add to this on that little micro pull back to 06 3/4. Got a little bit more of a position on now. Gonna scale ahead of this big
Do you add
buy
often?
delta. What was that?
Sorry, do you add often? I usually just do it like all at once. Like,
Yeah, it just depends. Like I want to see us above that overnight high to get into adding, and then I want to scale this some of the ads off at like in the 320s ahead of all that buy delta up there in the mid 20s. We could get it. That'd be cool. So like the scales on this are like 20s and 30s, and then I'll have something to maybe run after that.
That'd be great. I'm trying to figure out, do I like pull some of these limits on the spoos higher here?
Come on, guys. Just need to cook it a little bit more. Let's have a really fun Friday.
This NAS can get above that like 320 area, that would be interesting, but like fuck.
Some
push above that like 13 delta here, accumulating a lot of buyers. It keeps offering too. It's just worrisome. Like tough.
Yeah. I don't know. They keep buying into it.
Yeah, I like it. It's just like the more time we spend here, the less I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
From Fed's Logan says we want to see every bank testing the discount window on a regular basis.
Come on.
Interesting here.
Yeah, offers.
Yeah, I'm peeling off. Don't like that at all.
It's not ideal. I was like, shit, do I add into these spoos? Like, I like the idea for the longs to continue. We're very close to an area here. They got trapped into that 52. Might try to add a little higher on these spoos.
Nasdaq is fighting for its life to hold those like mid 90s. It looks better for some reason. Who's been looking better? What am I saying? Like I tried the mid 90s earlier, took one off. I have another one. Honestly, a stop below the low. So I'm just watching. Nasdaq isn't looking very promising to try the long again, honestly. So,
Yeah, that failed bid into that like low teen.
Yeah, that was tough, man.
I think the spoo's a bit better.
There's a little, this little, I'd like to see this little swing low through a little bit. Yeah, there you go. I'd like to see, is that enough of a pickup? Nope.
Naz is getting slapped
and
around
that's
here.
getting hit hard here. It's okay, kind of following through as well.
Spoos, there was just a lot of absorption into that 52, so like I don't mind it, like leaning off that area, but like fuck, these sellers are really trying to hammer in on this.
Trying to mean business here.
Where was this selling earlier this week? And all of a sudden, you get one report and this thing gets nuked here. I'm trying to freaking pick up these late longs. taking stops on these. Jeez. I thought they were getting absorbed into that 52 on the spoos.
That was gonna be a runaway bull day. It turns out to be the opposite
I
right
know.
now. I'm breaking through everything.
Gotta wait now. I got a little aggressive with that first long into that, off that news. At this rate with Nas, like, I don't know, I'll wait for it to kind of bottom out. S&P's got a better area anyways, into that like mid to high 40. Been offside too much this week, Jesus.
I was looking over my stats for this week and I had like more shorts than longs.
Yeah, me
So I guess
too.
that's why. Yeah, that's why. Like, I don't know if it's stubbornness, but kind of like I wasn't expecting it to pull up all the way to where like we're 1% away from the all-time high.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of
yeah,
threw me off too.
Come back up here, please.
yeah, it's like I was expecting another push lower. Honestly, like the way I was looking at it, like from a bigger perspective, I thought we tag like 4150, 5150, 5200 and start pulling lower. So I was kind of like looking for the shorts. It's just we're trading 5260s right now and just nothing. And today is the day they decide to sell.
I know. Like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. I don't see that much selling on this stupid dumb, man. Like, I might take it one more time into the absorption of these lows on this ES and then just like call it from there. If we start breaking down here, then I don't really have much else to add. Like, there's a better area for sure into this mid 40, but they bit off of it pre-market from these areas. They're holding pretty well. These sellers are pretty angry.
Well, they're getting down here to the wire, bro.
Yeah, this sell pressure, like Nas isn't in any areas that I really love that much. S&P's like okay, they look like they're getting absorbed, but then the seller comes in and just like nukes his price. I'm along the spoos here. If Nas keeps dumping like this, the spoos are getting offered like crazy. I'm just praying that this is like absorption into this 51 on the spoos is the way I'm seeing it, and not just this continuation on this short. I might even try some Nas.
Yeah, just
Yeah, I'm trying those as well.
yeah.
6870. Trying that long.
Yes, just like diddling around here. There's like at this point there are a lot of barriers to the upside that need to be broken if there's gonna be a continuation here. Shit, the spoos got absorbed around 57.58, and that makes for a decent upside target.
Nasdaq tags like 81, 82, or there's a lot of negative delta on the sell offers. I'm long both right now.
Bulls are not in control right now.
We're fighting.
Bump, bump, bump. Prematurely long this ES. The case for the absorption this low is pretty solid, but like, damn, I need to see that reactive bid.
Yeah, it's kind of the pace of it's kind of.
Right now, it is kind of, it's kind of tough.
It lures you into the long, then it kind of pops up, rotates, and smashes lower. So
I know. Jesus. God damn, this is a freaking sell here. This is a freaking sell at this point.
Yeah, they get really any pace from here, it's gonna be ugly.
I had a dream about this last night, actually. That finally, when I decide to flip on the long, we actually start selling. Ugh. I'm not short this. I tried to buy it a few times late. This has been a tough week for me in general. I'm on the wrong side of this right now. The sell pressure is too heavy. I'm looking at these guys. They look like they get absorbed. They rebid for like 4 point, like not even 4 points, 2 points on the spoos, then they get reoffered. Like if they crush this like 45, honestly, just acceptance to the downside. Anything under 230, 35 on the NAS, it just flips lower. I don't think I'm gonna keep buying this.
yeah, I think that's it.
Like offers too freaking strong here.
Yeah, if they were gonna, like if we traded just below like 47 and then pop back in with something real special, maybe. But at this point, I want to see that like Euro range low, 31 and a quarter go. I mean, I don't know that there's any, and then overnight low. But even after that, I mean, I don't know that they've built a great case for buying any of this. Although the way we've moved so far today, who knows? Some big sweep up, big sweep down.
Yeah, this thing completely reversed. Jeez, that absorption to that like that 3 like 15 on the NAS was a freaking kicker.
Nasdaq popped into 55s.
Yeah, these freaking areas, man. If I'm just a little more patient for the areas I want to trade, maybe I might have some decent trades this week. want to see how they test this 48 again on the spoos. But like that one touch bounce isn't convincing enough.
Yeah, it can be aggressive on the longs when they're just being getting butchered. So that's waiting to see more confirmation.
Political reports in the US set to announce a new $400 million military aid package for Ukraine. That announcement will be in today's session.
Selling slowed down though, especially on the
Yeah, it has. They're both at key areas right now. Like fucking finally. I don't know what I was doing buying in between.
really getting as a shot here on the long. 55, 56. Spoos.
Spoos, I'd like to see if they test 48 again and hold a bid. I don't know.
I'm not on the bid on this here.
Neither am I.
Didn't quite see. I mean, I'm trying to be stingy. I took a stop there in that wherever it was, the 70s.
Yeah.
Took a bid out of there and then took a stop at like 66 or something like that. So
Yeah, I'm not seeing ideal buying right now. We're still holding above these distribution areas, but
this is like value area high for the week as well on the NQ. It's probably part of the contributing factor to this area kind of trying to be supported. We slip back down to value. It could really get, we could really get offery.
I'm kind of
like 51 and a half.
yeah, I'm kind of looking for that too. Like I might even start breakout trading to the downside soon. Like the offer that's coming in is just too heavy right now. I might even do it on these spoos like super aggressively. I might. Let's see here. This area doesn't seem that great to hold. Too much selling going on. We're below a lot of these imbalances. Start trying to layer into some of these shorts if I can get filled on the spoos here. Like it's very low on price, but I don't see anyone buying this. They're just constantly selling into these lows right now. I don't love flipping around like this, but the other alternative is wait for some kind of real acceptance through these distributions lower and start selling into it. Starting to short this NAS as well.
Oh, there you go.
Spoos, you son of a bitch. No one's buying this yet. This might be one of the, like, I thought it was gonna be runaway bull day. A lot of buying into this.
Did too.
The absorption into that 310 on NAS just continuously lower. Like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, when we couldn't go take that 50 and 3/4, that started to give me a little pause. But I thought after news we catch bid, and then that's why I was adding above that 306. I thought for sure we're gonna run this news high and maybe sweep out that 350 and then roll. And I mean, this big downside move did catch me a little off guard.
Dude, so did I. I thought that news was kind of just like, okay, whatever. We got our little sell. Now let's move it back up to where we were.
And they get, I mean, was it 10:30? Jeez, I mean, we could cook this till lunch. Need to get below this, or we trade below that. I mentioned it, that Euro range low 31.25, and then you have like the absolute low of overnight down there at like 210 or something, I think. Or actually, that was into the post market stuff yesterday. Where did we actually open last night? Or where's the?
It was like close to 230 or something. I don't know the exact number.
Yeah, let's see here. Last night at 18. Yeah, the true low of the overnight session is down there at 213 half, which I think we traded like we traded some negative delta into that last night when we made it. But I mean, if we take that out with some speed, then I got 95 half, 88 quarter, and then a big target would be 170 the afternoon low, and then below that 129. Then it gets kind of stupid down into that. But if we get, I mean, dude, if we get going, it gets slippery. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
Value for the week, like really need to be careful. Until we're back above 50, I don't think there's. I'm not gonna. I think it'd be hard to be snap buying anything. I think you'd just be donating 10 ticks at a time. The only setup for me would be if we trade below 13 half and have like an A plus plus. Like if we impulse down and impulse right back and then trap some delta there, maybe. But outside of that, I don't want to see us back above 50 before any kind of
buy attempts.
Oh, fuck, like, I missed that short on the spoos. I have some on this NAS, but, like, I don't know. I don't think these buyers are. I think we're finally starting to call bullshit on this buy side. And obviously, you do need to accept a little lower on the spoos here, but if we get a significant turning point, oh shit, this thing will sell.
Just on the fixed income front, just noting in the US 5-year block trade activity in the last 10 minutes or so, space of the 1,000 in June 5-year at 105.20 appears to be a buyer. But no, for the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, 36 months, 30 months, 40 months, 50 months, 60 months, 70 months, 80 months, 90 months, 100 months, 200 months, 300 months, 400 months, 500 months, 600 months, 700 months, 800 months, 900 months, 1000 months, 2000 months, 3000 months, 4000 months, 5000 months, 60 months, 70 months, 80 months, 90 months, 100 months, 200 months, 300 months, 400 months, 500 months, 600 months, 700 months, 800 months, 900 months, 1000 months, 2000 months, 3000 months, 4000 months, 5000 months, 60 months, 70 But note for Nestle is seeing reports that AI is actually exploring a move to the mains exit from the Nestle ice cream JV, according to reporting by Bloomberg.
have to wait on this.
Battlefield down here, man. These are
The-
the kind of things that this is like the kind of area when like it's easy to get lured into like trying to be the hero buy, but like even like the pace of this bounce on NQ from 17 to 30, like it's okay, but like to me, you know, like this would need to like go right here, right now. That's what I was talking about, like my stops being short because or being tight because if I'm gonna take an entry where most people are, you know, like, oh my god, what's going on? It needs to be immediate, quick, and very responsive. If it's not, then like I'm just donating, you know, $200 or $800 or whatever
yeah.
size I'm trading. I'm just burning that on fire on a whim, right? On the feelings of like I'm not in a trade, I should be in something, so I'm just gonna put something on. Like just put something on is never a good entry condition. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I feel like I've been on that wave this week. I've over traded this week for the opportunity there was for sure. We're in C period right now on these market profiles, trying to peek under this initial balance. This could get interesting here.
Just back to cash barriers as the baseline as it stands, is that strong productivity rate still more moderate?
We also had that like 3 day balance. For me, when the daily charts value overlaps the next day's value, that's just like an easy way of calling it value area, like or making a range. And so on the Qs, the balance area high is 266 and a quarter, balance area low 18078 half. We traded above, um, obviously 66 quarter. As we got back inside of 66 quarter, it starts to look like from a daily perspective that we peaked above a balance area and now we pulled back in. And we're back inside of value for the week and we're back inside of value for the balance area. The next like value balance volume based target that I would have here, other than sweeping or overnight low, is like 18196. That would be because overnight low basically tested point of control from yesterday, from a TPO standpoint. So like if if I'm sitting in a short and I look at this, I say, man, this has real potential to rotate into value from the week and from this, you know, 3 day balance. I'll send you a little picture of it on Discord so you can see what I'm talking about.
You want to throw up early exit then?
Yeah, sure.
You're really fighting on this 216 3/4, huh?
Yeah, it was surprising, honestly. I thought once we accept under this 240, it'd be a better move to the downside. A lot of volume that's accumulating into this low right now.
I suppose, yeah.
Sellers getting low, get it right to the edge of glory, and then just fumble the bag again. Like we've seen this story play out before, huh?
I know, fuck. If this turns into a low, it's gonna be upsetting.
I mean, we do have a lot of selling into the low on the Nasdaq. The delta's a lot of negative delta into
Yeah.
below these 30s. But if we get on the other side of that, like,
Exactly. Like they're kind of getting absorbed for now, but like they're still selling into these lows.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Big buyer into 35.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about the short Vic here. I just
Fuck, I took 3 stops on this, but I'm gonna wait a bit.
I took two back to back on Nasdaq. Last one was a bad long and I kind of rushed it.
Honestly, just
So I'm just being more patient because like it's
I just want this week to be over.
same here with
Fuck.
oh god. Yeah, brutal week.
Brutal, man. Like fucking worst trading ever. Somehow I came out with my ass still intact, but like a lot of review this weekend, that's for sure.
Now big seller on Nasdaq, but they're pushing this guy through. I think.
Fucking hate this
Looking
because
like
like
it's gonna run out. If it offers very quickly, I'll jump on short right now. It's just like
watch the
looks like a big
two
seller.
watch the 252 or sorry 255 260 area on Nas. That's where I care about those
Yeah.
sellers. Otherwise, like here, like they can go to hell. Like I hate this because I'll take like stops in the morning, then I'll have to have like one big ass trade into the afternoon, makes everything up. Like fucking sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you, bro.
Spoos on the bid, fucking finally, I guess. But I don't know. I don't believe in these buyers too much. We'll see if they react on the short side here. I'll go once more, but you gotta stay consistent. If I'm gonna short the whole fucking week, I'm gonna continue to do it into Friday.
Ah, good.
Jesus. If this turns into a head fake below that IB low, just gonna range all day.
And a big wide range too.
Yeah. Nas has like 120 point range, give or take.
What they gonna do? What they gonna do?
Yeah.
Supposed to be going to lunch at my kid's school here pretty soon, I think.
What time zone are you in?
10:41 Eastern.
Oh, okay. Lunch at 10? 11?
Well, they eat at like 11:30. I have to go to the school and like check in and all that stuff.
Jeez. I'm not waiting enough for these fucking moves.
A lot of volume here built up on Nasdaq into those like 52s. I had like the rally area low sitting at 56.
Nas is strong. Spoos are kind of strong.
It's like the picture that we had the whole week where like Nasdaq is weak or reversed now. It's just Nasdaq looks more bullish.
Let's see. The 255, 260 on Nasdaq at the beginning of the week. I think it was Monday. That's where like massive absorption happened, where we got just kicked to the downside. Um, let's see. We're kind of under that area now. Similar flow is coming in. If this continues, it's gonna be from here. Otherwise, you blow through this 260, 265 on Nasdaq. You're seeing more upside momentum and like pretty viciously, realistically. Might start trying to get into some of these spoos again.
Like on the short side.
Yeah. Same area they sold off last time.
Yeah, this is the spot, right? They got to get back above that, or else
Mm-hmm.
no bueno.
I don't mind leaning on those areas like that, like trying to lean on areas where it's just like an imbalanced region.
And when you say imbalanced region, how do you define that? Educate me. I'm curious.
Like a lot of like for one, like you can say absorption, a lot of delta. Another way
Okay.
is like where I see like on the DOM when like a huge wave of let's say selling or buying, in this case selling, comes through and just like disrupts price. That's like another thing. Like right now on this move up, okay, well fuck me, I'm not gonna get filled on this, but on this move up into like 50 on the spoos, for example, about 255, 260 on the NAS, like you get this like wave of buying that comes into the prior wave of selling, and then the seller comes in, reacts against it, and it's over. So like this is like, I don't know if you shorted it, Fatty, but like I got these like
Yeah, I tried
258s or something.
Nasdaq. Yeah, I tried Nasdaq. It didn't. Sorry, I tried Spurs. It didn't fill. I tried Nasdaq. It filled 52. Took one out. Have two more running. Huh?
Yeah, I
Let's
didn't
see if we
fill
can
for
take
like.
out this 16.
I'm not filling the good spoos, filling the bad ones. That's how it's done, baby. I, and then you come into this area like, I'm gonna have to requalify this because you come into this area again. Nas, for example, what trades just under that 230. They're absorbed into the low. Same shit with the spoos. Like you're teetering on the edge of a reversal here that I don't want to blindly be in.
Right.
Like Nas needs to hold 255, 260. Otherwise, like it's finished. It's pretty similar with that 50 on the spoos. And then I'm gonna have to get to buying this.
2025, but honestly, that year should lift revenue.
The absorption to these lows on this NAS is a little frightening, honestly.
Yeah, the sell is just so slow, and the buy side kind of comes in like stronger versus to the upside. So
There,
yeah, activity is better on the upside now. But like 52, 56, as you were saying earlier, is just a key pivotal area. Still sitting on some shorts on this. S&P didn't fill. Did you fill S&P on the
no,
short
I
pick?
didn't. I just took it. I took the limits off because like I'm looking at this and like you gotta move down. They bounce up pretty quickly, unlike the NAS.
Prayer circle.
Yeah. And we might be into for a head fake.
For another transition.
Yeah, fuck man, jeez.
Alright, it's fake, and then we fail. So, we'll see.
Like, what could be shaping up here is that we get like a buy tail on the SPOOs and the Nasdaq into these lows, create a lot of volume. You get these late shorts in here, and then you start ripping. So
Yep. Like that into this hourly turn.
yeah,
Kind of vibes, and then if it doesn't cook from there, it's gonna be Trap City.
yeah, exactly. So I'm kind of leaving the SPOOs alone. If the NAS goes, it goes. I already took some off. Like, it's fine, but with SPOOs, I don't want to play too much because I'll get like 3-4 point rotations here, which I don't think is worth it.
Yeah, we're also just getting later on Friday. Usually I try to be done on Fridays quick. It's hard to damage too much if you're done rather quick.
Yeah.
The week, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just try not to get cooked on Fridays.
Yeah,
Makes a bad weekend.
it really does.
Yeah. Sitting there thinking, like, why did I get long? Not support.
Why was I buying that 120 point drop on Nasdaq? Fuck.
This hour turn will be interesting, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to leave here in like 5 minutes or so. Or I guess technically I should leave at 11, but I'm gonna try to hang. I'm gonna try to. I should be leaving my house at 11. I'm gonna try to stay on stream till 11 to see this turn, and then I'm gonna have to bow out and take my daughter to eat with her siblings, and it's a field day at school, so kids are having a blast, you know.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I'm very interested in that
Taking
hour trade
another
myself.
one in queue here, 29, only one runner. I just don't know if they have it to break the low.
I'm watching it too. They've absorbed a lot recently, and they're still selling into this low.
Big seller there, just popped off.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's go. Finally something good.
Come on, Nasdaq, save my day. Come on, man, just 100 point drop. I didn't fill the SPOOs. I took it off. Like whatever, fuck it. I'm not short the SPOOs, but Nasdaq looked better. All right.
Oh, here we go. Fuck, that was good.
that Spoos, man. That would have been freaking juicy too.
Watch 95 half, taken out, 88 quarter, take it out, and then 70 would be that yesterday afternoon's lows, like the big win for this push down to me.
Flat in Q now.
Did good trade, man.
Oh fuck! I needed it.
Same, bro.
Yeah, I was down. I was down. Like I didn't look how much, but I was down. So that one.
Yeah, I try to keep my P&L off the screen as much as possible. Every so
I do
often
that
that
too.
gets me in a little bit of trouble, but I look at
Go
it
overboard with that. You go overboard. Like so taking it off the screen. Like sometimes you go over like the daily stop limit. Happened to me before, but I was gonna do that short because like damn, like you transitioned. You had to kind of like hit the sell side.
Yeah, that's short. I mean, Vika, you called that area perfectly. Just into that mid 50s. There was so much confluence there with whatever you were looking at, and then like from a value TPO value balance, like that 240 to 251, such a big spot because again that weekly value area high at 250, right around 251. I mean, peaking like right above that. That's when we were talking about that before we even got up there. The idea for me was if we get above that 50 and actually base something, then like we would have peaked into value for the week and rejected, and we would have also, I think at that point we would have also peaked into that value area from the balance below and failed, and that would have been a rocket to the upside.
Mm-hmm.
But the selling was so present, and just the potential unwind to the downside was not worth the risk to try to do anything. They didn't show anything dramatic up there on the bid. When we pushed up, they just faltered. So that was such a clean capitulation into a short that unwound. That was tidy, man.
Yeah, there was a lot of confluence there. It was similar to the S&P, but like shorting both of them, I was like, honestly, I took 3 stops on the Spoos. Like, do I really want to load up on both assets right now? Like,
It feels like too much risk considering the context of the day and
Yeah, it is
what was
Friday.
done earlier. And it
yeah,
is Friday.
I don't need to be loaded on Friday. Like,
Yeah.
two assets.
Yeah, that's the thing. Usually, I mean, today I traded a little more like a closer to a normal day as far as size goes, because the long setup coming into the open was pretty clean for me. Like for my work, I felt really good about the possibilities. But man, a lot of times on Fridays, I'll trade like a handful of micros. Like in our room, like we talk about that. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying. If I've had a good week, I'm not trying to piss myself off on Friday, taking like a 2R or 2 or 3 R's worth of stops and just like hand back.
No, for sure, man.
It's just not a fun way to end the week. It's not about trading scared or about trading. It's just like, dude, I've grinded for 4 days and I want to enjoy Friday, and like it's usually more lighthearted, and we're on like we do things like this, or we go to like the free side of the room and stream for everybody.
100% agree. No need to make or break it. Like, Fridays aren't the make or break your week. Like,
Yeah.
No, I mean the only
Be taken lightly.
yeah the only case for that like there's a guy that we trade with, and over the last large sample size, like Fridays are his outsized winning days. So like he takes Fridays very seriously. It's when he can focus more. There's less going on with work, and so like if your stats prove out that like Friday is your day to bang, then by all means let it rip. But for me, statistically, Mondays and Fridays are my worst days. So I typically trade those days a little bit lighter as like a hedge against my own stupidity.
Fridays used to be a really great day for me. Like you remember Vic when like it was like the Friday bid.
yeah, when all we do is just fucking buy the open on Friday.
We usually just ended the week on a rally, so like just closing your eyes and getting long was where it's at. But like after that, like today, for example, it's just
I did significantly, man. Last 2 weeks, I was trading poorly, honestly. Like it's like today too. I think I kind of rushed some of those longs. Like it was late.
Yeah, I rushed
Needed
at
to
least
wait for
two.
the news to settle down before anything kind of appeared, and I didn't do that because like the Dom flipped as well. I just ignored that, which was pretty stupid. But if this C period in the next 3 seconds, which I doubt happens, closes above like 48, I'm just gonna start buying this until the end of the day. Okay, well it didn't, so
Do note, right now understanding that corporate tax rates are too low for the country's fiscal health.
all right, let's do
Yeah.
this.
Hey, Fady, would you ever want to sit in and do an episode on the podcast with myself and Kyle and Banks?
Yeah, sure. Whenever you guys are ready, just hit me up.
Sweet.
I love it.
That'd be awesome. We did one with
George, I
yeah, we
remember.
did one with George not long ago. So like those
Yeah.
Friday night late streams, it's like a weekly roundup, kind of like just a general conversation. Like we have some content to cover, but mostly we just like to talk about maybe one trading concept, and then we'll kick around like the week, things that we noticed, trades we took that we were glad about, things like that. So yeah, we record every Friday night. So if you have a Friday night free, usually we do it at 10 p.m. Eastern. Um, I don't know what time's on your end, but
He's in Egypt. He's my time zone.
I'm going back to Canada like very soon, so yeah, just like add me on Discord and we'll set it up whenever you guys are free, whenever whatever day, and we'll set it up. Yeah, for sure. I love the one you did with George. A lot of insight. I also love the way you guys like handle the podcast scene. So great
thanks,
stuff.
man.
Yeah.
What's
I
it?
didn't realize that was you until now. Honestly, that voice sounds familiar, but the name.
That's me, man. Yeah, Kyle and those guys. I mean, he's the brain behind it. He and his wife are absolute units, and they kind of they make it all happen. We just show up, and they do all the hard work. So.
You wanna plug the podcast? What's it called? Where can they find you?
It's Band of Traders on there's a website, Band of Traders, or you can go to Spotify or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Band of Traders is on there. And if you follow me on Twitter, I post a live link on Fridays. Like I'll post a link because the cool thing about the Friday show is people can join the audience live, watch the live recording with screen, like with face, like all of our faces and stuff, like, and then in the comments, like they can interact similar to like this stream. Like we record the Friday sessions live, so that's usually makes for a lot of fun. So if you watch it on Twitter for that link to pop tonight, y'all, whoever's still on this stream, jump on and hang out with us.
And what was your Twitter again? Was it just
Yeah, so there's a couple of people with similar name on Twitter, but mine is Baba Yaga Trades, and there's an underscore in between. I'll post it in the thing here. Yeah, so I threw it in there in the chat, in the YouTube channel, but all right, well, here's my plan. Let's get our audio figured out and the video figured out, and we will do this again anytime y'all want.
yeah?
This has been fun for me to listen to you guys and see kind of how you view everything, and just learning from other people, man. That's where it's at, and so I'm totally down to do this every Friday, every other Friday, once a month, whatever you want to do. We can kick it around, but it's a good time.
Yeah, man, it'd be sweet. I just gotta figure out, obviously, the technical aspect of it, cause like it worked okay today, but did it go super smoothly? Not necessarily. So we'll figure it out for next time. But it was fun, man. I really appreciate it. thanks for jumping on. A lot of insight there. And we'll check you out at Band of Traders. Good to see Kyle at the stream as well, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, awesome. Nice to meet the other guy. I don't know. Fady just rolled in, or maybe he didn't. But either way, nice hanging out, and I'll catch you guys on the other side. Appreciate it.
Perfect. Chat soon.
Yeah, later.
Alrighty. I think that poll is done. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Tougher week. Tougher week. Took off some. Oh, I guess the poll's it's on. I took 3 losses on Spoos today. I took 1 win, 1 loss. No, 2 wins, 1 loss on Naz. So let's see. I feel like these poll results this week have been fairly shaky, honestly, but yeah, fairly shaky stuff. This week I've been offside. Right, that's it. There's no other way to put it realistically, and I've been trading significantly smaller to kind of just like ease back into it, especially lower volatility, try to not to like continuously be against this market. So I was calling and looking for those lows at that like 50-40, rallied it up like a nice 100 points, 120 points, and then started looking for some of those shorts, which was a mistake. So I might end off Friday like this, maybe one more trade on the Spoos, but tougher week, and it's going to be back to the journal heavily this weekend to kind of get back in the swing of things, to not over trade in these like shit market conditions. Realistically, like I think there's still more downside press until we can get back above 48 on the Spoos. Anything above like 255, 260 on the Nas is a long. Other than that, I'm looking for the short continuation. So I'll post some stuff about reviews and some learning lessons for the week, especially how this thing played out. And I'll bid goodbye to YouTube, and we'll wrap things up here with TPA. Thank you everyone on YouTube. Thanks Kyle for being